And also, I want to thank you for coming, not only to this, but to the various talks that you have here. Because never lose your love of learning. Because once you do, that's when you become old. You know, learn something new every day. I mean, that keeps the mind sharp, keeps your interest, and also you'll find yourself growing deeper spiritually, and deeper in knowledge, and deeper as a person.
I just had one more
Yes, ma'am.
question. When you quoted before about he preached the Christians should hate the Jews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
That's strange, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. but again, like I said, we're looking at it with 21st century eyes. And scholars debate really what really caused this scar in him, because he really wasn't that vehement on other issues. But, you know, this one issue really was pronounced for him. During his youth, like I said, that building was burnt down, and he saw many of his friends and mentors killed because they were blamed for this burning of the building. And who knows, maybe that scarred him emotionally or whatever. But scholars are debating that they really don't know.
And when you study the other fathers, they all have their foibles.
Right.
Rome, for example.
Oh yeah, I mean, St. Jerome, we said the other fathers too. Now St. Jerome, the great Bible scholar, and probably, you know, you couldn't get a more fantastic linguistic mind. I mean, he knew Greek, he knew Hebrew, he knew Latin, I mean, so deeply. But yet when it comes to marriage, oh my Lord. You know, Jerome said the one good thing about marriage is that it produces other celibates. You know, how's that for Yeah, so like Deacon Robert said, yeah, each of the fathers, I mean, yeah, they're great saints, but when it comes to, like all of us, you know, we all have our good side and our bad, our high side and our dark side. It's part of the human makeup, I guess. So, I'm not excusing it, it's just part of who we are.
Yes, question. If somebody wanted to really dig into the roots, the beginnings, and origins of our faith, our right, do you have a recommendation?
Yes.
A place to go besides Wikipedia or the Bible? You know,
No, the last one.
Besides, do you have a scholarly recommendation of where to go and open up and learn about the history of our faith?
First of all, I would say become very, very intimate with the New Testament. You know, once you have that, then you can move into what's called the Apostolic Fathers. That would be the first group right after the Apostles.
Okay.
And they have a lot of interesting things. And then go into...
You mean like the letters of these guys to these guys?
Yeah, the letters of the Apostolic Fathers. And we have some of their writings. There's some of their own treatises. They're very, very good. That would be like the earliest part of Christianity. And then, of course, as things develop, then you get into ecumenical councils and all that. My only point when I say when you're studying church history, don't be so lofty to think that politics didn't play into it.
Yeah, but sometimes politics are the elements of what we're made of.
Oh, sure.
How
politics are part of it, yeah.
Dealt with other people and how other people
part of the human
are
condition.
fascinating to me, and I'm wondering, do you have any recommendations of the world that everybody was involved in?
Well, like I said, each era and each location was different. So, I mean, we just kind of focused on this time period of Chrysostom and what it was like in the eastern part of the Roman Empire, which we now call Byzantium, or the Byzantine Empire. But to get a little bit of a focus of what life was like in that slice of time. But yeah, there are many books on that part of church history, and many of them are very, very good. But if you're going to the earliest, New Testament first, then the Apostolic Fathers.
Thanks.
This is something about when in his early days in Antioch, there was a riot.
Yes.
They tore down the statue there.
Oh, yeah, okay, you knew about that.
And he walked it to kind of stand up in the winter,
Right.
the day for
Mm-hmm.
the
Well,
emperor.
I can go back to that if I can find my notes.
The winter.
Father, can you repeat that question?
Yes. He asked about the time there was a revolt about the statues in Antioch, because he was still a priest, and that he actually walked from Antioch to Constantinople in winter. And, okay, I can't find it in my notes right off, but I'll see if I can remember from October. Basically, in a nutshell, the emperor had these statues built, but the thing is, he levied a tax on the people. And the people didn't like the higher taxes. Oh my, isn't that something?
What were the statues?
If I recall, weren't the statues of the old gods,
No, it was a statue of him, I believe. And
well, yeah, one was a statue of him, but didn't he try like reviving pagan worship too?
I don't know about that. It was on taxes.
But these were not Christian statues. So.
No, they were secular. They were secular. And so, as a revolt, the people stole and broke the statues. Well, then, the emperor's mad and he's slaying people and burning houses and all this other stuff because they don't want to pay their taxes. The nerve of them. Yes. Oh yeah, believe me, like I said, when I taught this in 5 weeks, we got into all these incidents and I just couldn't.
Yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
And he was bad.
And he wrote, and there's a very famous collection of sermons from that time called On the Statues.
Right.
Yes.
Who was the emperor?
At that time, probably Arcadius? Or the one before Arcadius. The one before Arcadius, and I don't remember right off.
Was it maybe Valens?
Could be. Could be.
This would be similar to tearing down statues of the Kardashians and we've been ripping that stuff down. We don't want to see that. We want to hear what.
But I hear from people as, oh Father, so many terrible things are going on. Look at the way that things are in the world. Look at the way that things are in the church. I said, okay, you want to point to any one ideal period in the church?
Pick a date.
So that's what to get a real lived world experience, that's why it's important to study this and see what was going on and say, well, things really haven't changed all that much. Or not only that, we should have learned from history, probably.